welcome to episode 2 of my ranking New Japan save, where we are currently doing Royal Quest. If you are new around here, if you've watched the first episode and you've just found this episode, thank you for coming. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. If you haven't watched the first video yet, I'd recommend you going back to watch that one first. It will show you a few of the storylines and a few of the debuts who might appear on this episode. We have a big card today with a #1 contendership match for the IWGP Tag Team titles and a major All Elite Wrestling 6-man tag. So if you're excited, hit the thumbs up button. If you're looking forward to more episodes of my re-ranking New Japan Pro Wrestling, make sure to subscribe. And we get things off in the Young Lions division. The same 3 matches, just like it was yesterday, but this time they're different matches. Uya Uemura loses to Yota Tsuji in just over 14 minutes with a drop kick. Pretty simple, good match, gets a 43. Uemura had a much better rating in America than in Britain, which we have got to consider. We're not to 51 people here, which I've been to a New Japan show in England. It's not that empty at all. It was pretty much sold out at the Olympic Park, and the ratings are gonna be lower because a lot of our guys don't have the popularity in England, which they do in the rest of the world. 43 rating though. The opening match. Second match on the card sees Carl Fredericks defeat Clark Connors in 12 minutes 10 seconds with a pinfall. The Fredericks was the better performer out of the two. It makes sense that he picked up the win. Gets a 48 rating. And the first match sees Gabriel Kidd, the English-born boy, the former WCPW guy, beat Alex Collin in 10:47 with a pinfall. Kidd gets a 49, Collin a 39, gets a 48 overall, and I just realised I forgot to fire Walter Inui before this show, so he's still going to be around and probably going to ruin a couple of our matches. There's the first one. So, the opening match of the night sees a 6-man tag as Tiger Mask 4 and the Mega Coaches team up to take on Ryu Lee, Master Wato, and Matt Sydal. Gets a 59 rating, and Ryu Lee picks up the win after pinning Tiger Mask with an Operation Dragon. So yeah, pretty good stuff from across the board. The best performer was Ryu Lee and Rocky Romero, which in America you'd understand. Normally you'd say it's Taguchi or Lee, but Romero in the UK seems more popular. After the match, we get a big debut as Rey Mysterio appears on the Titantron, and he is challenging Ryu Lee to a match at the Destruction show in a few weeks' time. And before then, he is going to go on a luchador tour of New Japan, going through a lot of the junior heavyweights one-on-one and and then he's gonna be Rey Mysterio doing a junior tour of New Japan in 2020. That sounds exciting. Yes, I managed to steal him from WWE because on this save, this save starts in that time when he was awkwardly out of contract with WWE earlier this year, so he was only on a handshake deal. I was able to steal him away. 76 rating though for the promo. We then get a 8-man tag as Dookie Jado and Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi, England's own Zack Sabre Jr., take on Jeff Cobb, Yuji Nagata, and Finjuice, and it's Nagata who picks up the win again, pinning Dookie with the Brainbuster. Zack Sabre Jr. was miles and away the best, which is understandable. He's the English guy. Not really much I can say. I mean, I didn't put Ospreay on this show just because Ospreay in the UK right now probably wouldn't go down as well. Gets a 63 rating for this show though. This card. And after the match, Minoru Suzuki comes out of nowhere and he just starts beating down Yuji Nagata. Nagata, of course, beat his team last time. We're continuing this feud. It's going to be Nagata versus Suzuki at Destruction in Kobe, I think is the big show. Tag team titles on the line, junior heavyweights, as El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori challenge Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado in a decent match. 25 minutes, goes a long time. It's for this early in the card, but Kanemaru pins Ishimori with the touch out after PAC ran in to attack Ishimori. And that's the first defense of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight titles for Suzuki-gun. 59 rating, again, lower rating because of where we are. I'm sure the 51 people that are watching us here are going to love this show, though. Next up, we see tag team action as Toru Yano and Tomohiro Ishii take on Hikuleo and Toa Hanare of the Bullet Club, and Ishii defeats Hikuleo with a vertical drop brainbuster. It's a 62 rating. Ishii was miles and away the best performer. He's, of course, being a former Rev Pro wrestler, it makes sense that he's got a lot more popularity in the UK than the others around him. Gets a 62 rating though. Next, we see the #1 contenders match for the IWGP Tag Team Championship as Tenkoji takes on Great Bash Heel, and Tenkoji pick up the win after Satoshi Kojima pins Togi Makabe with the cutter. Tenzan and Kojima had great chemistry together. When we actually get to America and we do a Dangerous Tekkers versus Tenkoji, I am pretty certain it's going to be a much higher ratings from these guys than the 50s. It is, of course, just as I mentioned, we do have to do these shows in the UK and the US. Unfortunately for us, they just happened to be the shows we started on. 56 rating for this match, though. And the main, not the main event, I thought this was the main event, but it's not, sees the 6-man tag, which this show was advertised on. It's the Elite versus the Death Triangle. Kenny Omega, Nick Jackson, and Matt Jackson versus PAC, Pentagon Jr, and Fénix. We've already had... PAC's already appeared once tonight, attacking Taiji Ishimori, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. And of course, the Newcastle lad is the highest rated performer. He is the most over in the UK, by far, the lad from Newcastle. But it is Kenny who picks up the win, pinning Pentagon with a cross-legged fisherman brainbuster. It's a 77 rating. Good match, not quite as good as I was hoping. We go into our main event though, which sees Kota Ibushi and Hiroshi Tanahashi defeat Tetsuya Naito, IWGP Heavyweight and Intercontinental Champion Tetsuya Naito, and SANADA, when Tanahashi makes SANADA tap out with a Texas Cloverleaf. SANADA was the weak link. Maybe he needs a bit more Rev Pro experience before he gets over in the UK, but I'm pretty certain that this show will have helped us, our UK popularity, massively. What does it get overall? I'm probably seeing in the high 60s, low 70s. 74. Increases our pop in 39 regions. Would have increased in Mexico, but we don't have the viewership there. Well, I've been Ben Chapman. That was Royal Quest in front of a massive 51 people. I know I'd be there with this card.